Oh God, I mean, we went through some very traumatic events.
This incredible stuff was happening in my career. And at the same time, he was going through the trial. It was a lot of stuff to do.
Know who I am. This is what it is.
What is it going to take for me not to be afraid to be loved the way like I really want to be loved?
You're an animal. You're a beast.
You look in the ocean, you see Ben Affleck. And you see Diddy.
Hey everyone, today we're spilling all the details on Jennifer Lopez and the surprising revelations about her relationship with Sean Diddy Combs. J-Lo is finally lifting the curtain on the hidden events that shook their relationship to its core. Stick with us as we dive deep into the story of Diddy's hidden gay parties and uncover what really went down. You won't believe what J-Lo had to endure.
He was larger than life, but at first I didn't like him at all. You know, I didn't. I thought he was like, you know, I didn't like him because, you know, Sean and I were very different that way. Why are you defensive? They're simple questions. It's hard. It requires so much trust.
And while Jennifer was upstairs, he was down there getting a fellatio from her.
Did she ever find out?
She know now.
I got caught up in the hype a little bit. You know, Jennifer, she's definitely a bad chick.
Jennifer Lopez and Sean Combs, also known as Puff Daddy or P. Diddy, were one of the most high-profile couples in the late 90s. Their relationship, filled with passion and the paparazzi's flashlights, seemed like a match made in tabloid heaven. However, beneath the glittering surface lay a complex and strained dynamic marked by infidelity, emotional turmoil, and controversial lifestyle choices.
All these industry people know that Diddy been acting like this and doing this and try to engage other men into sexual acts with him. There was a story that he was trying to get Chris Brown, those young boys that he had, a group, B5 or something like that, trying to get them. Yo, it's a lot of stories that goes around in this industry.
Then Orlando Brown also claimed that Diddy gave him some mouth action of gosh, mash, gosh, if you know what I mean.
Yo, Diddy, you gave me the oosh gosh goose smash. You gave me the oosh gosh muaf, the shoo smash. Diddy. Yeah, son. You know what I mean? You gave me the oosh gosh muash. I love it, yo.
He didn't want Kim to deal with nobody, bruh. We would leave Jennifer's house. He would call a babysitter. If Kim was out on the town, we was going to every spot in New York City that the babysitter thought she was at. Do you hear me? Even when he wasn't dealing with her, he wanted complete control over her life.
They told a story about Cassie one time, and she was saying someone had asked her why she cut her hair, and she was like, well, Diddy said he just liked it that way. And they said when she answered the question, it was like she was in a trance. Like she was just like, I just don't know. Diddy just said he would like my hair this way. They was like so in awe, like how she didn't even have a thought about it. It was just what he wanted.
That's how he operates. He has people followed. He has people watched. He does all kinds of fucking, he's a fucking piece of shit.
Too much money.
I feel bad for the kids.
J-Lo's candid revelations about the relationship have shed light on Diddy's personal life, particularly allegations regarding hidden gay parties and his sexuality, which, according to Lopez, played a significant role in the relationship's downfall.
Unfortunate to say, she wasn't wrong about that because she was sure Diddy was cheating, even though she hadn't ever caught him red-handed. I was in this relationship with Puff where I was totally crying, crazy, and going nuts. It really took my whole life in a tailspin. I never caught him cheating, but I just knew. He'd say he was going to a club for a couple hours and then never come back that night. She further added, I had to think, do I want to be home with kids in 10 years, wondering where somebody is at 3 in the morning?
Jennifer Lopez broke up with my man and was dating Ben Affleck less than 9 hours.
You look in the ocean, you see Ben Affleck, and you see Diddy.
Lopez described their relationship as one marked by extreme highs and lows. She recounted numerous instances where her trust was broken, leading to nights of uncertainty and emotional distress. She described how this constant state of insecurity affected her deeply, not just personally, but also in her burgeoning career at the time.
Later on that, I think that afternoon, same day, this rapper and him, they all in the room together. You know, it's Sarah, the girl, Puff, and this dude, this rapper. I'm hearing at the door and stuff like that, like, yeah, so then next thing you know, somebody rang the doorbell. We had the presidential suite where we was at. So I opened the door, the dude said, yo, I'm here for my cousin. I said, who your cousin? He said, Ja Rule. I said, well, he busy right now. He said, he busy doing what? I said, he with Puff, they're in the room, they busy, they don't want to be bothered. He said, well, I'm going in there. I said, bruh, you ain't going in there because he told me they don't want nobody to be bothering them. He was like, yo, I don't care, man. I'm going in there. That boot like that. I said, yo, bruh, Jesus Christ had to come down here and take the air out of my body before you get in that room right there. Watch, watch. He tried to bum rush me. I grabbed him and threw him against the piano. When I threw him into the piano, Puff and Ja Rule runs out the room. Puff got his towel, Ja grabbing his towel, but they butt the naked. And so then Ja was like, yo, what's going on? Yo, G, that's my cousin. He know me well, you know, and Puff was like, yo, G, what happened? I said, he tried to get in the room. I told him he couldn't get in the room. And he was like, just looked, Puff looked at Ja. He said, yo, Ja said, you ain't want to go in that room. There was a lot of freaky going on. So I was like, oh, he said it was a lot of freaky going on. That was basically that story, man. You know what I'm saying? They went back in the room. Dude felt a certain kind of way, and he left out. Bro, when Ja said, you don't want to come up in there, a lot of freaky stuff is going on. You got to use your mind, what they was doing with those butt plugs.
And the fact that Diddy and Will have been friends for years makes this whole thing even shadier than we expected. Now, I don't know if it's just me, but it does feel a way too coincidental that both Diddy and Will were allegedly involved in some shady stuff with younger folks around the same time. And in Diddy's case, there have been multiple allegations about how Diddy has been messing around with younger men, and he even got investigated by the feds. Back in 2013, there were reports that Diddy was being investigated by federal agencies for sleeping with young boys. During a debriefing session with federal investigators, James Roseman, the music manager turned kingpin, was reportedly questioned about the preferences of entertainers, including whether Sean Diddy Combs was having intimate relationships with underage boys. A prosecutor then asked about entertainers' intimate preferences, including, but not only, Sean Combs having intimate relationships with underage boys. But nothing ever came out about this investigation, but then people still believe that Diddy had something with young boys. I mean, even his bodyguard Gene said the same thing.
All these industry people know that Diddy been acting like this and doing this and try to engage other men into sexual acts with him. There was a story that he was trying to get Chris Brown, those young boys that he had, a group, B5 or something like that, trying to get them. Yo, it's a lot of stories that goes around in this industry.
Then Orlando Brown also claimed that Diddy gave him some mouth action of gosh, mash, gosh, if you know what I mean.
Yo, Diddy, you gave me the oosh gosh goose mash. You gave me the oosh gosh muaf, the shmoosh mash. Diddy. Yeah, son. You know what I mean? You gave me the oosh gosh muash. I love it, yo.
Then his alleged track record of being in shady situations with young men, it's not crazy to wonder if there is something behind the scenes, some kind of hanky-panky going on between them.
If she remembers the night in which she is assaulted, she needs to get her legal team together. They go back to that hotel. All that footage has to be saved and put in the archives. If that footage is cut off from the time where she said she was assaulted to another time, just say she was assaulted at 12 o'clock. And the footage is missing from 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock. You understand? Or distorted in a way. She got a lawsuit through that. She might be owning one of those hotels.
And honestly, it was a stunning legal maneuver.
Bruh, I can't say that. When I used to see him swing, it was always with him, another dude, and two girls. You know what I'm saying? When he was swinging with other people, you know what I'm saying? He always had other girls in the room or another guy in the room, even with his girl Kim, and he was swinging with her. So that freak off things, but him videotaping and everything like that, that girl went through some tumultuous shit that she never thought that she would ever have to go through being in the music business. Do you understand that? I've been next to people who are top in the game, in the music business. And they had said to me, yo, I had a lot to get to this position. You understand? They have said that. So I can imagine what that little girl went through with old boy. She ain't lying that thing, because if she would have lied, he would have fought her tooth and nail. He would have fought her tooth and nail, bruh. Don't get it messed up, Art. He would have fought her tooth and nail. That little girl ain't lied nothing she ain't lied about none of that. Do you know what she's going through? Do you know what she's gonna go through for the rest of her life? Her kids gonna go back and see this on the internet?
The crux of their issues seem to revolve around Diddy's fidelity. Lopez hinted at several instances where she believed Diddy was unfaithful, with her suspicions extending to secretive parties that were not just exclusive, but also hidden due to the nature of the activities and the personalities involved.
What y'all shooting today?
The last scene.
Oh, that's hot. What's the last scene consist of? Of what? Ain't no kissing going on, right?
Yeah, he has a problem with stuff like that.
There better not be no kissing going on.
Not like a kiss with tongue.
Nah.
It's not like a kiss, it's like a last minute, last moment in a thing. It's not like we kiss all the whole movie. I think it's silly, you know, kissing scenes, because I'm an actor and I know that this doesn't mean anything and you don't care.
He was larger than life, but at first I didn't like him at all. You know, I didn't. I thought he was like, you know, ick. I didn't like him because, you know, Sean and I were very different that way. Why are you defensive? They're simple questions.
It's hard. It requires so much trust.
And while Jennifer was upstairs, he was down there getting a fellatio from her.
Did she ever find out?
She know now.
J-Lo has been very silent when it comes to her past with Diddy and these recent allegations about him being a pimp. But for all we know, J-Lo might have come close to being one of Diddy's victims. Some new details are starting to surface about how Diddy tried to control J-Lo and treat her the same way he later treated Cassie. But J-Lo managed to escape, and apparently one of the reasons Diddy became fixated on Cassie is because she looked like a young J-Lo. So what was the final straw for J-Lo to leave Diddy? And how has Jennifer reacted to Diddy being exposed for all of these vile acts? Let's get into it.
Jennifer stands by her man and issues several statements to the press.
Let's rewind the clock back to a not-so-fairy tale moment in the glitzy world of celebrity romances, specifically the time Jennifer Lopez and Diddy found themselves in a bit of a pickle after a night out turned chaotic. The evening was disrupted by an argument that escalated dramatically when a man, known as Scar, threw a wad of cash in Diddy's face. This act not only insulted but also provoked a reaction, leading to a scuffle that ended with shots being fired, injuring 3 people. Amid the chaos, Diddy and J-Lo attempted to flee the scene, which culminated in their dramatic exit being halted by the police. A gun was found in their car, resulting in both being taken into custody.
Just because there was a search warrant that was executed at his home, again, doesn't mean that he was a target of the search warrant. But of course, you know, by just the reasonable inferences that you can make that he is the target of the search warrant, it could take some time. Because number one, if they did take any electronic devices from his home or from his person, they have to be able to conduct a forensic examination from those devices. And it will depend, are there passcodes? Are they able to break those passcodes and get through those devices in order to get that information? And then what is in those electronic devices? Is there anything that's incriminating in those criminal devices that can be used against them? Because again, it's not about making an arrest, especially when you're talking about Puff Daddy, Sean Diddy Combs. You want to make sure that if he is arrested and he is prosecuted, that you can prove your case beyond a reasonable doubt. So you want to make the best and strongest case possible in the very beginning before you make an arrest. So to be honest, it can be any day or it can be months from now, or nothing can happen. They can say, we don't have enough credible evidence to prove his guilt beyond a reasonable doubt, and leave it at that. Because again, a civil lawsuit is completely different than a criminal prosecution. Civil lawsuit, the burden is more likely than not, as opposed to a criminal prosecution. You have to be able to prove his guilt beyond a reasonable doubt, and you don't want to get left with egg on your face if you don't get a conviction.
This incident proved to be a critical moment for Lopez, prompting a deep reflection on the volatility of her relationship with Diddy.
Jennifer has now given us a glimpse into the reality of her relationship with Diddy and how she was ultimately able to leave it.
Despite the allure of their high-profile partnership, the reality of their situation began to overshadow the perceived glamour. J-Lo, having spent a harrowing 14 hours detained, emerged from the ordeal resolved to reassess her life choices. Following this incident, the strain on their new relationship only grew. This event marked a significant turning point, leading her to prioritize her personal well-being and ultimately decide to end the relationship, seeking a more stable and peaceful environment.
Jennifer stands by her man and issues several statements to the press.
She got a statement saying, I was with Puffy all night and he didn't have a gun. She just said, look, you know, I love Sean. I'm going to be with him. And of course, Sean's album at the time was coming out was Forever. She said, I'm going to be with him forever.
You know, nobody knows what your journey is inside your mind unless you share it with them. Right. And he was happy that, you know, he was like, I'm happy that you learned something, like you grew, like something happened for you. It was a really tough decision to make. And one that in your heart, you just, you know, it's always gonna just affect you. You know, you never want to break up a family. That wasn't my dream. My dream was for us to always be together. But things don't work out, and you feel like it's the better choice. Or if I didn't feel it was the better choice, then I wouldn't have done it.
In her discussions about these hidden parties, Lopez didn't delve into explicit details, but suggested that these gatherings were indicative of Diddy's dual life, which included exploring relationships with men. This aspect of Diddy's life was kept from the public eye, and its revelation has sparked discussions about sexuality and privacy in the entertainment industry. Jennifer Lopez's journey with Diddy is more than just tabloid fodder. It's a reminder of the complexities of love, the pain of betrayal, and the strength it takes to walk away from it all for the sake of personal happiness.